Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on Friday, June the 28th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. Well, if you're inside, thank your lucky stars, because if you're outside, you're probably already going to start breaking a sweat. It's that June and July feeling that we're so familiar with right here in eastern Kentucky. Right, Kelly?
Yes, it sure is. Feeling like summer is in full force here in the mountains, and this morning is no exception. We're already feeling muggy out there. Looking not too bad, though. We can see just a little bit of patchy fog over in Letcher County, and that's what we're dealing with this morning throughout the mountains. Satellite and radar, you can see one shower that was pretty big, pretty heavy, moved through, but it began to dissipate as it moved northwards, and now it is just maybe a sprinkle or two, but it'll continue to dry out. Temperatures around the region, we are looking at those mid to upper 60s. London already into the low 70s, so that's just setting the stage for what we have to expect for today. 90 degrees for that high temperature, going to be a very hot one with a stray chance of showers in the afternoon, and I'll have that extended forecast in just a little bit, Will.
Alrighty, Kelly, thank you. Well, it is a life gone too soon. A Pike County community is reeling from the loss of Phelps girls basketball player Gabby McCoy, who was accidentally shot. Gabby McCoy not only had a big impact on the basketball court, but her smile and personality left an even bigger mark on her community.
She was always smiling, and when you watch Phelps play, you look for that smile.
She was just the type of person, when you seen her with that smile, you just felt like you knew her your whole life.
Now, police do not plan to press charges. We do not have funeral arrangements at this time. Family, friends, and community members filled the gym at Phelps High School last night to remember the person that Gabby was. Her loved ones say she was all about laughter and goofing off and would have made a joke of the entire event. But they wanted to honor her, talk about her, and pray for comfort during this difficult time. Gabby's cousin and longtime friend Cameron Johnson says this loss will be felt by everyone.
Everybody in the community, they're gonna miss Gabby. Like, she's a big part of the girls' basketball team. She just had an impact on everybody. If you met her, you remembered her smile, you remembered her laugh, you just remembered everything about her.
The high school will open its doors for students today from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon to give them a chance to meet and talk about the loss. Another vigil event will be held this evening at 6. To Wolfe County, where a man is dead this morning following a shooting yesterday. Kentucky State Police say it happened after troopers served a search warrant. The man was shot and killed at a home on Blankenship Road near the Hazel Green community. Troopers say tensions escalated before shots were fired. Matthew Rand is following the investigation.
It just ain't right. You know, it should have never happened.
The Thursday morning officer-involved shooting left neighbors living on this quiet Wolfe County road in shock.
It's shocking to me that happened right next door. I mean, they live right there.
Kentucky State Police troopers from Moorhead went to the home on Blankenship Road to serve a search warrant, joined by a K-9 unit and detectives with KSP's Electronic Crimes Branch. Inside the home, a confrontation ensued and a man there drew a gun. After the man ignored loud verbal commands to drop his weapon, multiple troopers shot and killed him.
I think it was wrong. You know, nobody should draw on a cop, and, you know, I know the cop was just defending himself.
Henry Tolson says he knew the man and his parents. He says it'll be a tough road forward for everyone involved.
I feel for the mother. You know, she goes through a lot. You know, she's going to have to be strong to get through this. And the one that done the shooting, you know, the law officer, I know he done his job. He's going to have a lot to go through himself. You know, I wish it could be tucked back. All I know to say is, to the mother, you know, she needs to put it in God's hand and God take care of her.
Reporting in Wolfe County, Matthew Rand, WYMT Mountain News.
No troopers were injured at the scene. It is unknown if the man killed was the subject in the initial investigation. A man accused of pointing a gun at someone and running a motorcycle off the road appeared in court Thursday morning. James Parton was arraigned in Knox County District Court. Parton is accused of driving a vehicle that ran a motorcycle off the road while on a phone and then pointed a gun at someone at a red light. Parton was charged with first-degree wanton endangerment and appears back in court on Tuesday at 11 in the morning. A man indicted in a Knox County human trafficking case is now back in eastern Kentucky. Investigators arrested Carl Hickman along with Michael Nason and Tiffany Cheek earlier this year. They found the trio and the teen in a U-Haul in Cincinnati. Police think Michael Nason raped the girl while she was locked in the truck. He is facing 2 counts of rape. Carl Hickman served some time in Ohio before being extradited back to Kentucky in recent days. He will be back in court today. Well, a southern Kentucky community is in shock after a well-known woman was killed. Police say Larissa Cox was shot and killed, and the suspect is her daughter's boyfriend. WIMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to Cox's friends on the major loss in the small town of Stearns.
Larissa, if you met her, you loved her.
The small town of Stearns, near the Kentucky-Tennessee border in McCreary County, is feeling a big loss today.
Because she was fun-loving, she loved to have a good time, talk. She never met a stranger.
48-year-old former flight attendant and beauty contestant winner and current travel nurse was killed Wednesday night.
Detectives later determined that the female had been shot, fatally wounded by her daughter's boyfriend.
Preston T. Clark was charged with murder. He's being held in the Leslie County Jail.
I was shocked, just shocked by the news in general, shocked that it happened at all, really.
Friends say Clark and his girlfriend had just celebrated the arrival of a baby, Cox's grandchild, that she adored along with all of her family.
I think family was everything to her. When she was traveling with her job, that was something she often said, that she missed home, she missed her family. That was the hardest part of it, was just being away from them.
Police say they are still investigating the motive behind the shooting. In McCreary County, Phil Pendleton, WIMT Mountain News.
The state medical examiner will perform an autopsy on Cox this morning. Well, the family of Savannah Spurlock says they have hired a private investigator to help in the search for the missing Richmond woman. In a Facebook post, the family says they are working with Lexington-based Salvatore Grasso. The family says they are hopeful with his help in the work of Richmond Police and Kentucky State Police, it will lead to Savannah. She was last seen leaving a Lexington bar in early January. There is a $15,000 reward for information. Well, police are searching a home as part of an investigation into a missing University of Utah student. Salt Lake City police say the owner of the home is a person of interest. They say he got rid of a box spring and mattress last week. Police haven't released the name of the homeowner. We told you earlier this week, 23-year-old Mackenzie Lewick disappeared more than 1 week ago. Police say she took a lift from the airport to a park. They say she met someone there at about 3 in the morning and everything seemed okay, but she hasn't been heard from since. A wrong-way driver on Ohio shut down Interstate 71 Thursday morning. The man drove head-on into a state trooper. Now they're both in the hospital in critical condition. Truckers called to report an apparent drunk driver and having close calls of their own. One trucker reported the minivan driven by Michael Marchak blew past, going faster than 100 miles an hour. The driver and the trooper are both in critical condition. Well, Jacob Julich is facing charges for the alleged crime that happened 3 weeks ago. Police say the 27-year-old shot at 2 Lakeside Park Crestview Hills police officers during a traffic stop in Erlanger on June 6th. This week, Julich resurfaced and led Covington police on a chase, reaching speeds of more than 80 miles per hour. Police tracked him to an apartment complex where he called his mom.
He said, "I'm here. I'm not in the house where they think I am. I'm outside on the wood line. Could you call them and tell them where I am?" And I just told him, throw the gun down, take your shirt off, scream as you're on your knees, let them know where you are, and just hold your hands up.
After 4 hours, Julich did eventually give himself up. 3 others now face charges connected to Julich's case.
As far as rain chances go this morning, we are dry to start off your Friday. Pinpoint Doppler, you can see that here. We had a little bit of a shower move through, but it has been dissipating and we are just left with some sunny skies this morning. Temperatures, we are into those 60s and lower 70s. London at 71 degrees right now. A little bit cooler into Harlan at 64 this morning. Visibility out there, not too much of an issue, but heading into Floyd County as well as near Ashland, less than 1 mile. So in those valley regions, just be sure to be very careful this morning. And today we will be very warm once again. High temperatures nearing 90 degrees. We'll have more in my full forecast in just a little bit.
Well, thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Corbin Independent School's summer food service program has some new wheels. We will introduce you to the mobile meals machine.